Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? This is number one Chief Rock Knicks University main man, Uncle Freezie. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Welcome to Knicks Freestyle. We about to rock. We about to rock. I got my mans and them. They on the way. They on the way. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Oh, you got something for me, boss? Hold on. That's the boss looking out for me. Happy New Year to all our peoples around the world, those that rock with us often. We're gonna try to get this new year off to a good start. We're rocking in the spot right now of New School Knicks. New School Knicks. Greeny is going to the Giants game, and so he'll be going live on his joint later on. So we're gonna occupy this space right here with Knicks Freestyle. Thank you. Okay. So we're gonna occupy this space right here with Knicks Freestyle, man. Happy New Year to everybody. Man, I'm excited about last night's game. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm still excited. Andrew Collier is in the building. Wayne Peterson was good. Happy New Year to y'all both, man. I see y'all. Thank y'all for always supporting the channel. Man, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Ed Winning is in the building. I see you. I'm trying to get this coffee right, man. I'm trying to get this coffee right. Right? Yeah, I know what it is. It's starting a new year. You know what I'm saying? Off with a pot of a Joe. I've been up since about 4:30 this morning. I was texting with a lot of people in the Blorange Tears universe, man. Spoke to Stafford Don on the telephone like 4:30. I called him, Stafford Don, like, yo, who's this? Who this calling my phone this early, man? Yo. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said it like in a Trini way. Who this man? Shout out to my man Stafford Don. Shout out to Soul Finger. Shout out to Subliminal 209. Shout out to Cully. Shout out to Rivera. Shout out to Greeny. Shout out to Freaky. Shout out to everybody in Knicks Universe, man. The Ghetto Intellect is on the way. Man, we about to get this thing cranked up. About to talk this Knicks talk the way that y'all like to have that Knicks talk to y'all. Boom. All right. So I got a text. Okay. All right. So I got a text from a man, says he's on the way. He'll be here in like a few minutes. I'm just going to rock the spot then. I'm just going to take it over. Wiz is in the building. Happy New Year. We starting the year off with a win. Yo, whoever put me on this Bustelo coffee, I know somebody in the chat put me on the Bustelo. Whoever suggested Bustelo, bro, yo, you're a young prince in my book. Whoever put me on this Bustelo, I can't remember who it was, but whoever it was, man, you're a prince in my book. You know what I mean? Whoever put me on that Bustelo, you're a king in my book. Anthony Barker's in the building. Sherwin is in the building. Happy New Year, fellas. Let me say something to y'all, man. I'm very high on these young kids. And I know they frustrate me at times because they don't show you what you feel like you should be seeing. Right? Now, this ain't a bash session. Hear me out. Hear me out before y'all take to Twitter and be like, yo, Uncle Freezie a hater. Nah, man, hear me out, right? Right? Y'all hear me out. Wayne Peterson, we can't start the see what I mean? Wayne Peterson, we can't start the year off like this, bro. You gotta let me rock. We starting the new year just like we ended the old year. Yo, really? I'm trying to get in my bag, and you see what I mean? We start the new year off just like we ended the old year. Okay, all right, I got you. All right. I'm trying to get in my bag before Free Keith show up, right? And Wayne Peterson put something up here like this to distract me. Okay. All right. So here's my thing, right? Yo, White Falcon is in the building. So here's the thing. I really, really like these kids, man, but they frustrate me because they don't show me enough of what I think I should be seeing. Right? And I know what a lot of people are thinking right now, all 22 of y'all or 25 of y'all, however many at the time, are thinking, well, who is Uncle Freezie to impress? I understand that. I understand that. I love having this joint to myself. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm starting this Knicks Freestyle thing. I'm starting to feel comfy in here. Right? I'm starting to feel mad comfy in here. Right? All right. So Sherwin says, yo, please don't get carried away with beating the worst team in the NBA. I watched that game 3 times. IQ scored some points, but his overall play was awful. No, that's not what I saw. I saw a dude that played a decent game. Decent. But his shot is terrible. His shot is terrible, man. The shot needs, the elbow and the wrist are not. When I look at his release,
Happy New Year, Freeze. Happy New Year's, crowd.
How you just
Happy
bust
New
in
Year.
the middle of me talking?
Yo,
I'm here trying to get in my bag and you just bust in with an intro? You stone cold or something?
It's a new year, but it's the same old me.
You the rock now. You
You smell what I'm cooking.
I mean, you just busting the door like Triple H or something. I mean, what's happening?
Hey, it's serious business going on today. It's serious business. It's the first day of the new year. We coming into the new year plus 500 team for the first time since 2013. Let's do it. Let's appreciate where history has put us, and let's go forward with some grace. Let's do it.
Bim. I'm with you.
It's a nice day. I don't see no reason. I don't see no reason to be happy not to be happy today. Like, Houston wasn't a world beater, but cool. I take the L. I mean, I take the W. All W's welcome.
And the thing about the Houston game is not the fact that we lost to Houston, bro. Let's not get it twisted. We just lost to the Spurs right before this. The Spurs and the Rockets are about the same. You know, let's not act like dimes when we really sevens during this streak.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not looking at the Houston win like it's like, oh, like we beat some world beating team, like, but
or that team was terrible because we lost. We lost to a terrible team Thursday night.
I think differently than other cats. Like to me, what we call good and bad teams, like the NBA is still like any given night. Any given night, this cat's shot could be falling. This other cat's shot be, so the worst team in the world could still get up on you. So like I don't discount any W, not one.
Okay.
Especially with us being hobbled.
Right.
Because it's weird because fans seem to discount our wins against other teams because they hobbled. But like we expected to do all the yard work with two of our guys down. With no excuses.
Shout out to the yard boys. But yeah. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm encouraged. Good. It's a new year. Feeling positive.
Yeah.
You know me.
I got a routine. I'm getting into.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna do 5x5, and I guess only weightlifters know what I'm talking about. But I was gonna do the 5x5 structure. But what I'm gonna do is build from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to the gym and mostly work cardio and arms. Like bench press. You know the goober routine. You know the goober routine.
Yeah, that's a cool beginning. You gotta fill that in though. That's it.
I know. I know, but I got one, man. I'm on new eating regimen. High fat, low sugar.
Not Atkins. You doing the
No, not that either. Not keto either.
Keto. Oh, okay. No, I thought you was keto in it.
Nah, it's too much work. You know what I'm saying? You got to manage too many macros. And you gotta,
I can't. I'm not built for all that. I'm way too. I can't.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do that, man. But what I'm gonna do is less processed foods and sugars. And
under all circumstances, that's better.
Yep. And then do more natural fats. You know what I'm saying? That get burned instantly by your liver. You know what I'm saying? Get your liver and doing some work instead of trying to work it to death with alcohol. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Alcohol is just a test.
That's
a test you put your liver through. That's it.
Yes, I know. And, yo, and the results go straight to my stomach. You know what I mean? But anyways, back to this thing. I wanted to touch on the trade season because here we are in trade season, like trade season in earnest. This is genuinely, generally, when teams start to be active on the trade market 6 weeks before the trade deadline. They try to figure some stuff out, right? Yo, Rel is in the building. Hey, Rel, what's good, brother? Shout out to my main man, Rel, host of We Talk Mavs, or co-host of We Talk Mavs. Salute to him and King Kai and all those brothers that are Mavericks fans. Shout out to Demand also from We Talk Hawks, man. They do really, really good content. I suggest if you're a YouTuber like myself and you get a lot of your content off YouTube, a lot of your entertainment, if you get it from YouTube like myself, check out We Talk Mavs with Real Talk, right? Check out, he'll be on with King Kai. Sometimes they'll have on guests, even like myself. So shout out to them brothers, man. They do really good work, man. Y'all subscribe, like these videos. Let me get to this, bro.
What's that?
Let me get to this.
Please.
Is this Knicks front office going to be busy during this 6 or so weeks leading up to, or whatever number of weeks it is leading up to the trade deadline? Are they going to be busy?
I hope so. I hope so, but I'm also assuming so. But like the trade wins already, the trade wins are already kicking up. I'm hearing talk about I'm hearing talks about OB. I'm here talking about Obi. So like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's calls coming in. Cat see what's going on. Cat see what's going on. I'm sure. I'm sure that there's calls coming in on IQ. I'm sure. Like
what are you
they
looking to
already said
receive?
there's calls coming in on Obi.
What are you looking to receive for Obi and Emmanuel quickly?
Obi, if we like to me, I don't like. I don't really like the Sims I
Hartenstein.
Hartenstein pairing
Okay.
as like 4 and 5. I'm not
You
digging
don't like
it.
Sims as a power forward.
Nah. Like I feel like he can fill in, but I don't like him. No. I don't like that being a role that he's coming in to do.
Okay.
I don't like that. So like it gives me a little bit of pause about the whole Obi trade because if we trade Obi, I would like to get a producing player, a player that's producing already, or uh, or a lottery pick, and maybe some like talent we could work with.
Okay.
But I would like to get a strong. I would like to get a very decent backup power forward.
Hmm.
I don't like as much as I love Randall, I do not like the whole like, you know what I'm saying, got to depend on him to play 40 minutes a game again. I don't want that situation.
Okay.
We've been going very good. I liked how the minutes distribution have been working so far this season. We have not, like, contrary to popular tips believe, like we have not been running our main guys into the ground, and the minutes distribution have been very well up until like these injuries happen.
Up until like a week ago, you're saying.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. um, I'm stuck in the middle with you. You remember that song? You may not
Yeah,
remember that
I was
song.
about to say, I was about to start singing "Stuck in
In
the
the
Middle
middle
with
with
You."
you. Yeah. So I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the middle. I'm stuck in the middle, boss. I don't want to see Obi and Emmanuel quickly leave and go play for other teams. Right.
I mean, nobody.
I do, however, understand your point of view when you mentioned Randall getting too many minutes for a guy that we know once he gets out of his groove, he's going to be out of his groove for a long time.
Well, like I just don't want to even put him in a situation to have to like depend on him being out of his groove so
I,
long. Like meaning
I
that,
understand.
like you know what I'm saying, like that's and it really goes for anybody. Like we we need a good backup power forward. Like no team just has one power
Obi's not
forward.
it, and Sims is not it.
No, Obi to me is it, but he also has more value. He has more value than being just a backup power forward.
So you're saying he has starter borderline up high upside starter value, but we need a backup point guard that knows backup power forward that knows his role.
And I'm not even saying that Obi is like, oh, like, you know, like he doesn't. I don't even think Obi is bitching or nothing like that. Like to
Sound like
tell
you
you the
said
truth,
Obi. You sound like you said Obi is all world.
I don't think he's all world, but I definitely think that he may be starting. He may be a starting caliber power forward, and to keep that kind of value on the bench when we can use that to upgrade the team all round and just get maybe a guy who is more built to be just a good backup power forward. I don't know. Like I'll take the value difference.
Okay. Okay. The value difference to build towards the future or build towards the present?
But I mean, why do we have to choose? It could be both because, like, I think present wise, what are we doing right now? We're operating with one for real power forward. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
while even Obi is down, so like we're getting a glimpse of like what life would be like without that backup power forward, and it it's cool for Randall's performance, but for the team, like we lost. You know what I'm saying? How many games we lost?
Okay.
And I'm not even saying we lost the games because of not having a backup power forward, but I think it would be better for everyone on the team. Like yo, like if Randall has a, and I think Obi is great. Obi is great but he's almost too much for us to have him sitting on the bench when he could be also a starting power forward. Now, I mean, it ain't nothing wrong with having a backup that's a starter, that's starting quality. That's great. But if you got a backup that's starting quality, when you still need things on your team, it's kind of like, yeah, maybe it's better to use that value to trade for some of those other things you need and get a lower quality power forward that just does the job or just fit for the job that backup job.
Right. No doubt. No doubt. Could I interest you in and this is just me asking a question, right? Because sometimes the chat will run away with stuff, man.
Yep.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: would you be okay with trading Randall since you can get more and just start Obi because of all the stuff that you just said?
To me, every trade to me is dependent on. I am not averse to trading anyone. I am not averse to trading anyone. You got to tell me what the payoff is. I am not like we are not a championship team. So and although I like Randall, I think he's the best guy on the team. Like, okay, what is the team calling for and asking and ready to give? Because like if I could get supreme value out of that, or maybe even fleece a team, I might be willing to do it.
Okay. All right.
I just see us being we're a good team right now, and the components that make us a good team are the three-headed monster we have in the front of it right now. So like to me, I'm gonna try to supplement them as much as possible before going at them to use for value.
Okay. I think something's going to happen, but I'm surprised that you didn't mention trade Cam Reddish, trade Evan Fournier, trade Derrick Rose,
Oh well,
trade Hartenstein, and
that's
because that's been part of the narrative that we've been hearing for like the last month or so.
Like that to me is no brainer. Like those to me are the first points of contact. But I'm just going at to where I feel like the value is the highest. But like yeah, like package all of them and get me a star or something. Like they can all go. Anybody can go. It all depends on what I'm getting back.
Okay. Right.
No, all depends on what I'm getting back. I love Randall. I'm not crushing on any of these guys though.
Right. What I would say, I would say to it, and this is mainly me just, what I'm saying, engaging in the conversation. I know sometimes, sometimes these conversations can be like the runaway train. You know what I'm saying? Like if you, like when you said what you said just now, and I asked, would you entertain the Randall thing? Somebody might take that the wrong way as if I want to trade Randall or Obi or, of course, I'm with a lot of you guys when I say I have no qualms about doing whatever it takes to improve the team. Right. No qualms about doing whatever it takes to improve the team. As a matter of fact, I think that needs to be the foremost priority in any decision-making process. Right.
Bam.
I mean, at some point we have to regulate our feelings for a certain player versus how we feel about the team's overall performance. You know what I mean?
You can't be falling in love with guys just because they were your picks. This is not a championship team. So like eggs are gonna have to crack for the omelet to get made.
And we love omelets, bro.
And we love omelets. They're delicious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your favorite guy may have to go for the team to get better.
Right.
And that includes myself. Like, I think that Randall's the best dude on the team. I've thought so for many seasons. He has been so for many seasons. I think that he is even getting into a better groove than he was in his last best season of his career here. Right. You know what I'm saying? I look at him as a valuable player. who's putting up points on the Knicks, and you look around the league, and there's other guys who putting up those points. The guys who can put up those points are scared to be here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And fans aren't really respecting what that means. Like, yo, like those you hate Randall, but those stars you love don't want to deal with you.
Okay.
They don't want to deal with you willingly. This dude came willingly, took the challenge, and is giving up and is giving up like everything that he can give up on the court. Like, you got to stand behind this dude. But even with that, you give me a trade for something better, and I'm on it.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm with you. I'm with you on it. And there's a program. I know everybody. Our main man GI is on the way. He's gonna hang out with us and.
Oh, GI pulling up. All right.
Yeah, I thought he would. Yeah, he said he was pulling up. Right. He said he'd be here in like 4 or 5. Let me see.
I see you. Get to talk to my main guy GI.
Okay. So I don't think we're gonna have a GI today. So we won't have a GI today, but okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. I don't think so.
Well, salute to the brethren all the same.
Yeah, man. More talk time for us.
Yeah.
More talk time for us. But yeah, man. This stretch of games and this stitch of time that we're in, I think lends itself to more gossip and rumors. I think you'll see the national media force feed us a lot more trade scenarios and things of that sort. I do believe the Knicks are going to make a move.
I think so too. I wouldn't be disappointed if they didn't, but like I feel like the time is ripe for it. If there's a move out there to be made, I think like the Knicks are making. I think that there's calls being had and there's things being done right now.
Right. Man, the birds are singing when you are.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That smells like
first day of the year. We outside. You know how it go.
That air smell familiar, bro. That air smells familiar to me, like it's Hudson County, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna just leave things alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. But it does, maybe that's the reason why there's a vibe. Maybe that's the reason why.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, that's the same air. You right. Okay, that's the air. That's the air. You right.
Yeah, man. I'm in a tough spot though, Freaky. Let me say this.
Why?
I gotta explain it because it's a complicated approach. I'm in a complicated way. I don't know how else to describe how I'm feeling about this team than to otherwise just lay all my cards on the table and have somebody help me figure it out. Help me figure out how I'm feeling. Because if you ask me specifically, I don't have a contrite phrase to describe it. It's all gonna be scribble scrabble when I explain it anyway. So let me just lay my cards out on the table, right? And this is chat, and this is totally with a lack of contrition, right? I admit that, right? So I'm excited about what's going on in the season. But since the season started, I'm also apathetic. Right? So since the Donovan Mitchell deal didn't go through, I've been apathetic, right? But listen, don't judge me on that. Judge me on when I put everything on the table, right? Don't judge me on just this one thing, because if you judge me on this one thing, then you may not understand where I'm coming from, right? So I've been apathetic since the Donovan Mitchell fiasco. You feel me? And so I also, so approaching the season, I was like, yo, whatever happens, happens. But my experience through watching NBA basketball tells me that a team like this has the potential to either win 50 games or 30 games. If things break right, they can win 50 games and surprise some teams. If things don't go their way, if accidents happen, if long-term injuries occur,
Injury.
right? If long-term injuries occur, this team does not have the depth of talent to sustain long-term absences of key contributors. Right? It's like if James Harden gets hurt for a month, Philly has Tyrese Maxey. Right? If Brunson gets hurt for a month, we're in trouble.
I mean, but IQ is looking like a decent fill-in.
But when IQ steps in that role, who steps in IQ's role? Now you see where I'm coming from now?
McBride?
No.
Why not?
Because he can't shoot, he can't score, and he's not a threat. But Freaky, let me finish putting out these things, right? I don't have long-term faith in the coaching staff, and I mean all of them. Right? I don't have long-term faith in them. And the reason why I don't have long-term faith is because on the season now they do some good things. They do some good things, right? But they don't give me the vibe. They don't give the sensation that they're innovative. They give me the sensation that they're smart. Right, but we both know there's a difference between being smart and being a trailblazer. You feel me? And so here's the other thing. With those two things in mind, the lack of high-end talent, the lack of innovation from a very smart coaching staff, the front office doesn't exactly strike confidence with me either that they can make up for the aforementioned items. You feel me? Like okay, so there's no high-end talent. The coaching staff is not innovative. Maybe the front office can go out and get a star to cover up these blemishes. I don't have confidence in them doing that either, right? So it has me in this weird thing, like when good things happen, I'm feeling really good, and when bad things happen, I'm feeling really bad. And that's not. You know, as mature adults, we should never let the pendulum swing like that, right? We live our lives in a mindset that we should be closer to the middle. It's called discipline, right? Be closer to the middle, right? Have integrity. You know what I'm saying? But I just can't. With this team, I just can't. I don't know how to feel. Like in Charlotte, when we were in Charlotte about a month ago, man, I was super excited to see the Knicks in person, and I'm going to see them in Atlanta, and I'm going to see them in Orlando, and I'm going to try to see them in DC, right? Right, but here's the thing. I don't know if the triumvirate of entities can either come together and lead this team to the promised land, or one of the aforementioned group can cover up the blemishes of the other. Can the coaching staff cover up for a lack of talent and a lack of not having a star? Can the front office go out and get a star to cover up for a non-innovative coaching staff and a roster that might not be top-heavy? Or can the players outperform the expectations of the front office? That's where I am. And that's confusing, right? I know what I said was confusing. I'm confused.
It's not confusing. I don't think it's confusing at all. I think that's a state that's a state that very many fans are in.
Really?
But I think, I think
not when I'm on Twitter. When I'm on Twitter, they say fire everybody, burn it down to the ground, start over from scratch.
Well, that's what I'm putting them in there too. Like that's to me, like that's all part of the same gang. Like because like those are the fans who took a side on which opinion they should. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's still around the same content.
Okay.
I'm just saying that like what we do, and because we're fans, we're looking at the whole game. We're looking at the game totally differently, and like the progress that's made is never fast enough for us. Like, but we really got to take a second and look at what's going on. Look at what yesterday looked like. Look at what today looked like. Yes, there are things that brought us from yesterday to today, but what's the overall consensus on where we're at? Is it better or worse? Are we trending? Is the velocity or is the trend looking like it's going up? Cool. You don't go from the worst team of the last 2 decades to the best team in a night, in a season, in a what you call it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to go through. You're gonna have to go through the middle of the pack. You're gonna have to go through being that. You're gonna have to go through being. It's fine. Like, but are we doing that? And that's what it looks like to me. Like we are progressing through those stations, and we're that's progress. That's progress. I'm not expecting to go from Ugg Bucket to Prom Queen in one season. It's not about a makeover. Like, we gotta let the thing bubble. Keep saying it. Patience. The overarching, like, everything is not gonna go right. Progress ain't linear. You know what I'm saying? But like, you step back and you look at the overall thing. Like, okay, with that dip, are we still positive? Did we fall forward? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, that's just how I look at it.
No, I got you, and I understand that because what you're saying is we should our main feeling should be an overabundance of patience. Right. That's what we should be because you know these.
I'm not a fan of reckless patience. I'm not a fan of reckless.
Not reckless.
Because like if somebody's showing you something to be patient for and about, then be patient. If they're not, like then I'm not gonna be patient with like if I feel like there's absolutely nothing being done new ever, like I'm not gonna be patient. What like now you're just playing me into the fool. But okay, cool. You pick this draft pick that I like. All right, I'm gonna be patient and let him develop. All right, cool. You traded for this player I like. I'm gonna be patient and let the situations play out because the NBA ain't over today.
Right. I'm also stuck in this thing, man. Like not to make this all about me, everybody. I'm not want to make this all about me. Because I'm reading y'all comments too, and I'm feeling like the comment section. I'm excited about what I see in the comments too. My deal is we're in a polarizing, damn near civil war type situation, right? Because if you're going to ask us to be patient so that we can take one more step, like next year, just say for instance, say for instance, next season, this off season coming up, and I'm just saying this in general, right? Say for instance, our key acquisition this off season is Josh Hart, right? To go with what we already have. You're telling me I sat through a 47 win season so that we could add Josh Hart when we could have added Scoot Henderson? I don't understand why being patient is important there, right? And that's not
you already planning a pre-hate. That's what I'm saying. Like I can't if your plan is to pre-hate, I can't tell you nothing about patience. Like look where your mind is already at. Like your mind is 6 months ahead of the game. We ain't even played the rest of the season yet. Look where your mind is at. You are ready to pre-hate. So patience, it makes no sense me saying anything about patience to somebody like that.
But I never mentioned though when I laid out my feelings though, I never said that what I was doing was right. I actually asked for help. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't about right or wrong. It just is or isn't. Like that's how some people operate, and that's how some people don't. Others don't. Like that's just it ain't no, I guess, no right or wrong to it. I'm just saying it'll feel a little bit better if you pulled it back some.
Right. Right.
You wouldn't be as frustrated. Like,
Right. And so for that reason, I feel good when the Knicks do something good, and I feel bad when the Knicks do something bad. You feel me? Like the loss to San Antonio hurt me, bro. And not no weird. I'm overly passionate about nothing sense. I mean, I have perspective. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is this too, because all right. So for those that don't know, Free Keith and I are cornerstones of this channel, right? Both of us. I remember when and I say this a lot. Well, not a lot. I say it like 3 or 4 times a year. But I want new listeners and new subscribers and new viewers to understand that Free Keith and I started on Twitter. Right? We started on Twitter. And I pitched the idea to him in our group chat on Twitter. And everybody laughed at me. They was like, man, Uncle Freezie, that thing will never work. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, man, we do all this beefing on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Let's put it on wax. You know what I'm saying? And some people were fraidy cats. You know what I'm saying? Some people were fraidy cats. I, on the other hand, I'm not a fraidy cat. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let's do it. Before then, so Free Keith and I probably go back to early 2015, late 2014.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, yo, like whatever was the year before Frank. When
I was beefing with them overtaking. I was beefing with everybody overtaking
when we took Phil,
D'Angelo.
when we picked up Phil, I think it was when it started.
Yeah. Because I was arguing over to take Moutier over D'Angelo Russell. Remember, I was talking about taking Moutier over Russell. Boy, was I wrong. Man, was I wrong. You know what I'm saying? So that was 2014, brother. Listen, it's 2023, so we going on like 10 years.
That's wow.
That's crazy,
wow.
right?
That is wild.
That's crazy, right? You never know how long or when these or because in chat, it's an organic relationship. It's like
Yo,
with
wow.
me and Erwin. Yeah, like
I
me
never
and
even think about that time. Wow.
bro, the time is flying. At the time I was talking to y'all, my brother was really sick and about to pass away, and I knew it, and I didn't want to come to grips with it. So I was on Twitter all the time because I was at his bedside, right? What it is. Life had things happen. Things happen. I don't want to get into that part because we moved on from that, right? But during that time, I found I'm arguing with Trace and all these people on Twitter about the direction of the team. I'm like, man, let's put it on wax. Bring it out here, put it on YouTube. Right?
Yeah. And come debate face to face. A lot of them suckers was like really talking wild crazy stuff that they would not be saying to somebody's face.
Right, yeah. Uncle Freezie, you always try to be so positive. The Knicks suck. Hey, listen, man, I know the Knicks are bad, bro. But the thing about it is should we have fun creating this Knicks universe, this Knicks space that we're in while the team is bad? Can we enjoy Knicks universe, or do we just focus on the poor product on the floor and just suck lemons all day? Nah, I ain't doing that. That ain't me.
That's a waste of time, Like that's a waste of time. What's goody? Happy New Year, brother.
Hey, Hard Will is in the chat. I will put the link out there, but I think Hard Will mad at me, bro.
Yo, Hard Will, man, throw Hard Will a link for that man to pull up.
Oh no!
Throw that man a link for the man to pull up.
It's early, bro. It's early. It's too early for Hard Will, man.
Son, if that man want to pull up, respect that man. Let him pull up.
Man, it's too
it's
early.
My
man.
show. I'm opening the door.
Oh, God dog it. I gotta do what he gotta. I gotta do what he say. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Just bear with me for a minute, then.
Paul Weasley. I gotta holler at my man.
Yeah, man. Let me. Dang it. All right. I'm gonna send it.
Weasley.
All right. Excuse that, y'all. I got that. I have that early morning tick. You know that fake cough, the pump fake cough.
The pump
cough
fake.
it ain't productive or nothing. It's just to look a little irritated. You like, you're like, God, where that come from? The old man joint. Yeah, hey, Nick G is in the building. Nick G's in the building. Oh, there go my man. Hey, you could tell when cats got bread, bro. They always look rich. Bam! There you go.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother.
Yo,
Happy
Keith, what up,
New
bro?
Year. What it do? What it do?
You see my robe? You see my robe?
That's my man's. That's my man's. You see that? Hey, Free Keith, you see that? That is fly right there, yo.
Weasley in the building.
Good to see y'all, yo. Good to see y'all, man.
Hey, good to see you, man.
Hope everybody happy and healthy.
Yeah,
yo,
in this
UConn
new
lost
year.
the other day. What's happening?
Yeah, but UConn is, to me personally, they overachieved because I didn't even see them being 13 or 0, whatever they is. They 12 or 13 and 0. They lost one, and they didn't even recruit guys heavily to play in front of my nephew. He's still in the 12th grade. So the guard that's playing is a dude who transferred from another school, and he only got a 1-year situation. And for them to be doing so good, they got top five high school players coming in next year.
Yep.
So that's gonna be crazy, and we're gonna be in the building. I'm bringing some of my peoples with me to some of those games. So just get ready, Freezie. Get ready, Keith. We in the building.
I'm ready.
Get ready.
Bruh.
All you gotta do is get to New York. Meet me in the city. We going.
All right. I'm here.
Going.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we going. Yeah, next season's gonna be lit there. I'm going to catch a couple games this season too. I go there already, but I can't wait till he get there. And shout out to the whole UConn, man. They look good.
How tall is this dude? How tall is this dude, man? For these,
is he a 6'9"? Is he a 6'9" wing?
Yeah, he looks 6'5". Please tell me he's taller than 6'5", bro.
Who, my nephew?
Yeah.
Yeah, he taller than 6'5". You know how they bump you up, but he legit 6'7", legit. But the good thing about Stephon, he's a point guard.
That's the talk, bro.
Yeah, he passes. He don't care about getting his. That's how I teach the game in reference to the basketball. You can't force, like how we used to say RJ and certain players just forcing shots and passes there. He don't do that. And then by the time the defense play him, they don't know how to play him because he's making the right play.
Right.
And that's why he's excelling. Because I told him that. I said, yo, you just doing well. And the NBA looking at you because you're making the right play. And they want young guys that's not worried about themselves, that understand the game. And that's what he has. So
he's 6'7", man. God.
Yeah, in the 12th grade. You know what I'm saying? He ranked 22 in the country. He's trying to be McDonald's All-American right now.
Right.
He's 22. He on all the lists. He just got invited.
What name am I checking for?
Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle is my nephew.
Castle?
Yeah,
man.
Cool.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
yo, you gotta, man.
I'm a root for the young guard.
Appreciate it, Keith. Yes, my nephew, man. I want y'all, support, man, because like I said, some of y'all is my people, and I definitely will bring some of y'all to some games, bro, just so y'all can see.
Let's do it,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be in the NBA in 1 year. So after one season,
that's wild that whole y'all don't even understand how the landscape is changing with this whole opening it back up and not having to not having to go to college. This lottery, this draft game gonna be different going forward. It's not just 2023. It's about to be some things. Cats is going back to the hood looking for cats again. Yeah.
Right. It's going back to the best way it should be. Because I brought this up on the show, Keith.
This is how the rivalry comes back.
And the talent levels is rising because it's not really fair when a kid from overseas, you know how they are overseas. They sign them in an academy. They're not even really in school. They just developing them from a very young age. And I feel like they was trying to hold kids back in the States with all these rules and failures of grades, and you gotta go to college. When they're not doing that to kids that come out of the country. So that's like a catch-22 where they need to fix that and they know, and like, in reference to even them paying college kids now, they trying to fix it after they got fat. You know what I'm saying? So it just got to go in the
It's
right
too late.
direction.
But you're right about that. Like cats like Luca was in like Luca, and Dirk, like they were literally in like basketball high school. Like
basically,
they taught them the bare minimum. Like even Porzingis, they was able to focus on basketball and not have the pressures of passing classes and things. And they still intelligent, but it just goes to show out of the country they lean more to where your talents are and not try to force all these things on you to distract you and not let you be great and where you're really good at in your field. And here they just doing that to hold minorities back because we run in sports and we you know what I'm saying, but they just want to put these things in front of you. Oh, you can't, you gotta go to college, or you gotta do this, or you gotta do that. Even when certain high school kids can't take certain deals right now because of the town or the state that they may be in. You know what I mean? Even though the high schools get deals now and college get deals now, it depends on the state you even in. And if your high school is public, you can't even get it until they out of school.
that's
So it's a lot
wild.
of rules.
That's wild.
Yep.
That's wild.
It's a lot of rules,
But
man. But like you
but I'm
said,
gonna say it's the tide is turning though. The tide is turning. The tide is turning.
NBA is going to be in a great place. And I think we got to stop stressing a lot of players because they're not going to even be around by the time you see the talent that's coming.
Right.
4.5 years. 4.5 years is the average NBA lifespan. This, I want everybody to know that. Like for every guy you know, for every name you hear in the NBA, there's 100 more that you didn't hear about ever.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Facts.
Right. No doubt. Hey, let me read this super chat real quick from Nick G. Hey, Nick G, that's my man. Happy New Year. I hope the family is doing well. Nick G, I got to shoot out your way. Matter of fact, Nick G, I'm gonna call you. Maybe we could shoot out. Maybe we'll shoot that way today and come see y'all if you're not working. Maybe we'll come out your way, man, and maybe get a meal. You know I like meals, right? Nick G already know what I'm talking about. Nick G says, Happy New Year. Just starting off on a good foot. Hope you all get some coffee or something to keep the energy going. Good win last night. Let's start the new year off right. Let's get it. Yeah, man. Nick G. Hey, Nick G, I'm gonna call you in a little bit. Yeah, man. Hey, Anthony D is in the building. AD in the building. AD in the chat.
hey,
Yeah,
Deasley, what's goody?
Man.
Yeah, I'm excited about where I think the league is headed as far as talent wise, And when you look at the young guys coming up, it's gonna be exciting. And, they passed the laws where kids could go to like kids are still overtime league going, all these avenues. So that just shows you it's more talent. And the NBA already looking at those players, and they didn't even like take away those players' eligibility, and they was able to make 300K, 400K. So to me, that just shows you that the game is going in the right direction. Where young brothers is able to make money and still to go to the NBA off of that, and that's the sign right there, like what Keith was saying, where it's going in the right direction.
Right. Hey, yo, you
and
know
if
what?
you look at it, even in a more global perspective, like the work the NBA has done with promoting basketball and leagues in different countries, and there's even more space for professional basketball players to be professionals. Like you could be a talent that comes out of high school, not make it to the NBA, and still go get a grip over in China
And still go get money. Yeah.
It's like the NBA, man. Basketball is it's
It's
great
very
sport,
lucrative.
I love the NBA, yo.
Yeah.
It's very
Smart
lucrative
as hell.
And that's the point I was trying to make, Keith, that they are opening up more lanes for players to eat because everybody not going to the NBA. But remember, they got fat already. That was the point I was trying to make, where it should have never really been that way. But we know how it is. We ain't gonna cry over
we ain't gonna cry because it's the amateurism rules. They do the same thing in baseball. How you can come from the Caribbean at 16, and you know what I'm saying? Like Juan Soto, you can get signed at 16. Right, to do a joint, but if you're a high school kid, you got to declare for the draft or do 3 years of college.
That's the same catch-22. That's not fair.
Catch-22.
It's the amateurism rules. They suck. We know it, but it's all about organizations being fat cat
and trying to protect the bread. Yeah, I'm not mad at it, but like now it's that okay, the jig is up. Like, all right, cool, your bag is closed now. Like it's other bags being opened. What now?
You know what it is too? That the market is so much bigger now, like with the internet and more TV deals and more sponsorships. It's just so much more money that the lane is so open now. Like, you know, or like I said, it's enough room for another league.
Right.
For a whole nother
Facts.
league. Like we need another league, like for real.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that the G League became that kind of like I would love for them to have promoted the G League as like a for real kind of like league of itself. Like
a minor league
a minor league, like a
development
yeah,
system.
a for real minor league, like a for real one though, like watchable games, like commentators build content around it. Like I would love basketball throughout the whole year to be able to enjoy high quality basketball throughout the whole year.
Right. No doubt. Doubt.
I mean, that's kind of how they going with the overtime elites and stuff. A lot of stuff is coming up.
You know what though? I'm gonna say this, and I know it's gonna be controversial, right? But I just want y'all to hear me out on it. I think a lot of these teams, like the Memphises, the New Orleans of the world, they complain about the operating costs of a full-time NBA team, right? And so when you assign them, say you do a G League team where there's a minors and then a single A, so to speak. Like every franchise gets two teams, so it's laid in terms of threes, like the big club, the young club, and like a club called the projects, like the dudes you after out of high school, right? What it is they don't want to share their money with two more entities, right? But the thing about that though is you do it for the WNBA, right? And I'm not knocking the WNBA. I like girls getting a chance, just like because my daughter was an athlete, and I felt like it's only fair that she get a shot, just like my sons, right? But the thing is where the NBA, the NBA is doing NBA Africa, NBA Germany, NBA China, all of these different things, and yet the G League, these dudes, they make a little bread, but they play that limited season. What do they play? 30, 35 games?
Dude, it's nonsense. Like, yeah, man, they can have a much like they could spread it. They can make it so that the G League would be even a league that like coaches, top coaches might be okay coaching in for the right amount of bread. Like,
and you can develop coaches too.
A guy like Mark Jackson could
work
coach
his way back up.
Huh?
Work his way back up, right?
Work his way back up, or like if you develop it as a different product that like could even if it's a minor league to the major league product, but like make it a different product, and like that you create a whole new like financial lane for yourself even.
Right. Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I think the G League is staying the way it is because they're using it the way they kind of plan to use it, and I think we looking for like something different.
Yeah,
to give us what the G League wasn't giving us, and I think when they, like I said, when they approved or they let overtime elite rock, I like that because they letting new up and coming players that's really good because they're not giving them money for no reason, and you get to see how guys are gonna look when they get on that NBA stage because of what you see. Like, nah, he could play, he's gonna be good. So it's like I look at that and I be like, man, if these guys is doing this over here, and that's the company paying them real money, imagine how they gonna be in a couple of years.
400,000 is a lick, bro. I don't know if any of you guys ever saw $400,000 at one time, bro. That's a lot of money, man.
Freezie, they giving these kids $1 million deals besides from overtime elite. They giving up $1 million NLA deals, endorsements. Like Mikey Williams, all these kids that you
the money is out there. The money is out there. The money is out there. And now actually the money that was there, like they not stuck having to chase after certain other like top end quality because of rules and this, that, and the other. They going right to the source now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This commissioner here is not interested in lower leagues, bro. This commissioner,
he's not. He's just looking at growth. He's looking at overall growth of the NBA product, which I dig
expanded
it.
markets and things of that sort in other places that brings in because if you do say a G League and a D League, right? A development league, the Gatorade League, because Gatorade sponsors the G League, right? That's where they get the G from, right? So, but if you,
it used to be the D League.
Yeah, but so if you do a D League and then a G League and then the pros, right, for all 30 teams, right? In my mind, you can do a D League, right? You can do a D League for what you pay Damian Lillard in a year, like $58 million, $60 million a year. One player in the league makes more than an entire league would take to operate. And I'm talking about with state of the art facilities. I'm talking about with travel and all of that, right? You keep your divisions the same. You keep the divisions the same as Boston, New York, Toronto, whatever, right? Or and if it's too expensive, you play them all in one facility, right? You can make it work, right? You can have you got 6 divisions. You can have 6 facilities, right? Like how we did the bubble in 2020, where all these teams existed in one space. You can do that. You can do that for a D League, and then you know what you can also do when you do trades in the NBA. You can include G League and D League players. You know what I'm saying?
That would be hard.
Because they all.
I mean, that'd be tough. That would be dope.
Could they be affiliated with a certain franchise? So it'd be say the Knicks, the Westchester Knicks, and say the Harlem Knicks. Say just for the sake of you know what I'm saying? And so you know what I'm saying? You got to move where you need one more thing in a Fournier deal. We'll give them somebody off the Harlem Knicks to make that maybe a 18-year-old just graduated. We throw him in the deal because he high upside. Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But this commissioner is not thinking about it because this commissioner, and I'm not saying that he's a bad commissioner. I'm just saying his priorities are different.
But the league is global and he don't got to worry about that. I think that's the thing. The league is so big and global. I think even the people they show Freezie that run it is your man. What's the guy name? He used to play for the Spurs. I think he was a Knick too. Rose, what's his name?
Malik Rose.
Rose.
He runs he's a big part of the G League, and they got a whole bunch of stuff going on. I seen them talking about that I didn't even know, and I think that's why it's separated like that. Because the NBA, like he said earlier, is everywhere out of the country in Africa and all these other places. They are focusing on being more global because of the point I made earlier, where other countries focused on basketball, the right way more than we did in reference to developing their players a little bit, or not everywhere, because we know how the states always had the best talent. But when you look at how it's changing globally now, it's a big difference now. But that's because the NBA opened up those doors as far as trying to see players further and further, so they can't worry about everybody right here. So I think it should be a league run by some other people. Whereas, like, if they not in the NBA,
I see what you mean. You mean in order so it won't be a conflict of interest.
Yeah, because they're not even really worried about it. Like, the G League is already what it is. You go there, develop. If you don't make it there, go overseas, figure it out. Like, it's no other level. You know what I'm saying? It's like you ain't built for the NBA if you really can't be playing good in the G League. What you gonna be? 25 in the G League? You ain't making it in the league. When you got 19-year-old kids coming into the league excelling, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a no-brainer with that. I was happy that Overtime Elite and those guys were able to do that, and the NBA could look at that talent. Because remember, they were trying to keep those guys out.
How many teams in the Overtime Elite though? How many teams in that league?
It's a lot. It's not a lot, but I don't know exactly. But it's a few teams where they all play, and it's a lot of guys that is gonna go right into the draft. Like, they left high school, finished high school early, and took that bag. And remember, when they did it, they didn't know if that was going to be allowed. Those families took a risk. And it was in COVID when that was going on. Those families took a risk. But like y'all said, that's a lot of money, bro. Like, and I'll take that bag, even though my nephew could have did that. My sister didn't do that. But it's like, you take the bag and figure out, like, they gotta still let the kids get drafted or go through another way to get a chance to make it in. just because they didn't finish high school. When you look at the overseas rules and everything that we breaking down, it just makes it fair. So even if you talk to an attorney and you like, yo, they trying to pay me this, blah, 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 they would say, yeah, most likely the NBA is going to move that rule and they couldn't like hold you back from still having an opportunity because you went this way. But it was still a risk because you don't know how they were going to judge you. Like, oh, you money hungry, you didn't go to college. You know what I'm saying? And the NBA could judge you that way and pick a player who went the regular way that's been in stone instead of going the new way. And it could take you longer accomplishing your goal because you took that money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a lot with it. And I know I'll be saying a lot. I don't want to confuse nobody.
No.
It's a lot.
We good there.
Not y'all. I know y'all with me. I'm talking about like people in the chat. Listen, I'll be talking fast sometimes.
Yeah, and so Overtime Elite has 6 teams in it, and they're based in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. I just
and the best players in the country get those bags because that's a business that they offering to pay those guys, and that's like 12 players each team. So it's not that many, but it's like if you play there, you can still go to the league from there.
Wow, Tyler Bay is in that league.
There's gonna be all kinds of ways to make bread with basketball, and that you have, and that's what the NBA is creating. Yo, like literally, I think that they trying to go after soccer. That's what they're trying to go after. They're not even going after football. Like they globally, I think like globally, what you call it trying to, it's trying to go after like like
you talking about the model or the sport?
The sport. Number one,
like how big they are, he means,
and how big the NBA is. Like the NBA, the actual NBA is going to be like Premier League.
Okay, so it's going to be money
because it's global now,
money driven.
You know what I'm saying? So like you're going to have all these other leagues, which I mean, really, you look across Europe, those basketball teams are taken seriously,
right?
Seriously,
yeah.
That league that Luka came out of. Serious.
Yeah, but he came from Croatia to play, or Serbia. I'm sorry, one of them, Serbia, Croatia. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I just can't remember. But he came out of maybe Serbia to go all the way to Spain to play in that league, which is considered the second best league in the world.
They play better fundamental basketball, and they bang out there. And he was out there from 16
and that's a
years
good
old.
example. That's a good example on how he looks right now, what he went through.
And he's built like a mailman.
It makes it competitive because there's so many people, so much more people now.
Yeah.
And I think the point of when they went in to learn basketball and not be distracted, it showed how they have a different focus on just basketball and could just play and excel like that. Even though it's not a lot of Lucas, he's a great example of it's going to be more kids like even Wimba that's coming. It's a lot of kids that's coming from over there that could play, that got height and that could dribble and that could shoot.
Who's about to be man?
Giannis too. Giannis is another one.
Yeah. Pascal Siakam is another one. Yeah.
And that's fire. I like.
But this is what the NBA. But what other sport besides soccer does that?
You're right. None. That was your point, Keith. And that's a great point. And I've seen it.
This is where he's going.
That's what the NBA is going for.
NBA is going after being another world sport. Period, hands down, and they winning it. This is probably one of the fastest growing sports on the planet.
Yes, I agree.
Okay,
I agree. And they doing
that is the NBA win because with every country that picks it up seriously, it's a tribute to the NBA. So like, okay, they got the NBA Africa. They got all these different European leagues. Like each country got its own league in Europe. So now what happens once everybody has a league? What? You're talking about NBA World Cups, bro. Like you're talking about I see where he's going with it, and he's not gonna give a damn about it. He ain't Silver ain't looking at no damn G League. He give a damn about no damn G League.
Yeah,
too much players in the world. That's good now.
He got God plans, yo. He got
is that a better model in your mind? The current model is better than say a reformed model. Is that what we're thinking or no?
Yeah, you got to adjust with the times, and that's what we're doing. We kind of adjusting with the future and the machine, and it's aligning where it makes sense, business wise, player wise, talent wise. It's dope. I'm excited to see.
I'm excited. You
And
could
I
go
know the Knicks
anywhere on
is
the
gonna be
planet
good.
and get a job like playing basketball,
And my
talking
son is gonna be a
basketball.
GM. So, and it's like the Knicks. I love where the Knicks is going and what they're gonna be in reference to the fact of what we speaking of and all the money and assets and everything we have. That's why I be happy off of the little things that we got right. You're not getting everything right. It don't make sense. Nobody's
Not.
realistic with that.
Right.
You got to be happy of some of the things that you're seeing now that you've never seen before. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
It's a game of pluses and minuses. Are we more plus than minus? Yes.
Yes.
Then yes.
And
That's
you know what
it.
else I want to say? People got to stop acting like when people improve, they improve across the board. That shit don't work like that. Improvement come in increments.
Right.
You can't fix everything at the same time. Even as a player, it does not work like that. So if you judging a player and you got to tell yourself, be realistic. That they're improving this, you're actually improving this, that they're improving that, but you want them to improve in everything you expect them to improve in at the same time. That's not realistic. And it's a lot of people who think like that never play ball. It's not realistic.
Right. No, I get that 100%. But Hardwell, when you say that though, you're asking people to be patient.
No, I'm not. I'm asking people to be realistic.
Realistic? Okay.
Yes,
okay.
that's different because we're not saying you know we Knicks fans, so we
But sometimes realistic actually includes a bit of patience.
And that depends on the person, though. Like the person got to know how to understand what I just said. Like you can't expect a player to fix everything at one time. Give him another season if you see he fixed a couple of things, and if he's a young player. So it comes with that. If he's not a young player, then say, okay, you could just go over the limb on him and say it's a lot of talent coming. If he's young and he's not getting it, we don't want him. He's not good. He's not going to be good. I see things he's not fixing. But don't be like, oh, he ain't this, he ain't that. When he's fixing some of the things that you saw last season that you didn't like, give him a year or two to fix everything. Don't just say he got to fix it all in 1 year. That's not realistic. That's not being patient to me. If he's fixing some things, then say, okay. That's like having problems on your car. Can't fix everything. You maybe not have the money. You're going to fix what's going to keep you running, right?
Right.
You're going to try to get around to, you know what I'm saying? It got to make sense. The basketball players practice, they play games back to back, and they got to work on their own game.
Right.
And then, like my son was just saying today, the people who are in the NBA and who run these guys, like how Tiz be yelling, get back. These guys, he's running them like machines, bro.
Right.
They're not machines. The body responds in the other way sometimes.
Right.
And people don't even take that into consideration. Oh, he just ain't shit. With people who don't know the dynamics of basketball that say that kind of stuff.
Right. Right. My main thing with that is this. Right. They're like these players improve in other things that you may not see immediately. Like some improvements are things like recovery, like how to take care of your body.
Things that they don't see.
So you'll be available. Like film study, right? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like how we improve our channels, like say for instance with myself and Hardwell and others that have channels and stuff, right? A lot of times the things on the screen aren't improved, but the stuff behind the scenes are improved. Right? Like the stuff that you can't see. Like it might be preparation, it might be apps that we're using, might be other things so our pre-production can be better, so our post-production can be better, so that we can improve our presence on social media apps and all that stuff, as opposed to just on the screen improvements every time you see us. And I think it's the same. I think it's the same thing with NBA players, right? Right.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with NBA players. Like I'll use Emmanuel Quickly for example. I think Emmanuel Quickly over these 2 or 3 years he's been here has impressively improved his handles. Right. Right.
I give you that, but I didn't think that his handles was too horrible to begin with. But like I wasn't one of those. But like
I'm not saying that they were. I'm not saying that they were. All I'm saying is that they improved. Right. That's all I'm saying. That things like Obi Toppin attacking closeouts. You remember when they used to kick the ball to Obi in the corner, and he used to catch it, and if the shot wasn't there, he was trapped in the corner. Now you see Obi attack the closeout and even dribble and pass that ball off and reset maybe on the other side. These are things that players learn through like his shot form. Like Obi's shot form is way more fluid and confident than it was, say, year one. Like we knew he could shoot, but the question is, did Obi know he could shoot?
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like these improvements. I'm with you.
It's
I'm
levels
with
of confidence too, I believe.
Right.
It's like you got to feel like you could do it on the next level every time you rise. So when you get to college, you got to feel like you're going to do it on that level. You could be confident, but you got to kind of achieve that. And in the NBA, you got to do the same thing. And I think with our team, like a lot of guys, they felt like they could have probably been getting more opportunity when the coach and the team went for a direction that we wasn't really privy for, or we should have like kind of trying to skip the step. It kind of slow us some of the players down for developing. Like look at McBride. He kept shooting yesterday, and I'm glad that he getting a chance now to learn because this is a year where we just need to learn anyway.
Right.
And if he's gonna be here next year, he'll be better.
Did you see it yesterday? Did you see Tibbs go to McBride yesterday and yell at him talking about keep shooting?
Yeah.
I saw that. It kind of caught me off guard because he had missed so many in a row.
I know.
In that moment,
y'all keep,
I was like, no, don't keep shooting. In that moment,
y'all keep thinking cats keep really kind of like undervaluing Tibbs. I really feel so like them young players need Tibbs.
That's true.
They need that type of talk. So whether he's here for a championship or whatever, or this, that, and the other, but like they need Tibbs right now. They need that dude.
Right.
But I think I understand what you're saying, but the only problem I have with it is this, right? When, even though you are who you are, Tibbs, and we know you got you know they do need that key. I agree with you, right? But I feel like now how he put them in position to really become better in real time. Still treat them the way you treat them, but put them in position to really improve like they are now. So, and how Freezie said just now that he's seen Tibbs tell him to keep shooting and stuff like that. Now it seems like he's building the team the way I always felt he should have been building the team.
But the thing is, we didn't know that he wasn't. Like the kind of guy that Tibbs is, he still has to trust you on the court. He's building that trust in the background. He's building like that's where the trust get built in the practices and the this, that, and the other. Like none of these dudes would be playing. I feel like Deuce would not be playing the amount of time that he's playing right now if or us seeing him at all if Tibbs wasn't trusting him to some degree. And where's that trust built?
I think it came because of different reasons. I think it came because if Tibbs handle it the way he handled it last year, we're not gonna really know who McBride is. And right now we're getting a chance to see who he is. I think that's the reason why we couldn't go for the guy that we wanted to go for as far as the pieces that we wanted to put in. You got to play the guys that make people be attracted to your pieces. Now Quickly's playing. I could see people wanting Quickly more now. It's just like
we're definitely getting a call on Quickly. I definitely think we're getting a call on Quickly.
No, I'm just saying in reference to what we were just your point you just made. That's the difference in what I'm trying to make my point in reference to the direction we was going and how Tibbs was not putting guys in positions to show their worth enough. Even if you want to move guys, you got to do that. So it's like I think that was our problem. Where it's like we wasn't plugging guys in to prepare them because we didn't think that they was going to probably be a Nick. Maybe that's just my assumption, right? But that's how it kind of looked because why wouldn't you prepare McBride like how other coaches play so he could be ready when you're going to tap him on the shoulder? You know what I mean? But it was like, oh, he's not ready now. And they didn't really look at it now because they sat Fournier and did certain things. They have to see who these guys are and where they are. So next season, we don't got to be stuck in this situation again. And I think that's what this is part of. Not that Tibbs can't coach them guys the same way. It's saying you're going to prove it to me off the court and in practice. Whereas if you got to prepare guys in real time, because McBride been going hard in practice and doing all that. But look at how his shot looked right now. He still missed 9 in a row yesterday because he haven't been really knowing NBA minutes. And the commentator said it yesterday. Young players playing against the Knicks and Knicks young players playing against guys for the future is very important. And we never even heard them say that because we wasn't doing that before. It just wasn't really happening. Yeah, he plugged in Grimes and things, but we got to know that if it wasn't for injury right now and a lot of other things happening,
that's how opportunity isn't always clean.
Huh?
Opportunity isn't always clean. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it is. It rises. It comes out of opportunity. Comes from somebody getting hurt or something. You mean like that, right?
yeah, or
Yeah.
out of need. It's just not always like just let me put this guy in. Like, yeah, like, and you do with it what you do with it. And I feel like he's actually proven that case.
Okay.
Yeah, but look,
I agree with you. I agree with you. I just feel like the type of coach that I know Tibbs to be,
mm-hmm.
it was his trust, because he's still trying to win games. Like, let's not
As
get
he
it
should.
twisted.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So in his quest for development and this, that, and the other, like, the guys you see him put on the floor are the guys he most trusts to get the W.
Mm-hmm. But that's
And
part of the problem to
and
me, I think.
and it might be, might be not, whatever. But like, I don't think it's a net negative at this point.
You know why I do? Because when they said it last night that other teams are already playing these guys, if we don't succeed, then we wasted the development of those guys. Look at Grimes. He could have a great game and come back and have a game like he had. That's why that is. Because if he had more time playing like that, he would have more good games instead of bad games. Even Quickly is proving that now. All of these guys are proven now. And I think they even building their value in the process. Because if they want to keep going in the direction, like you said, Keith, to try to, every team should try to win if they're going for something. But if you just developing, other teams aren't caring about wins and losses right now, like the Detroit's and certain teams. And I feel like if we don't succeed in the direction we going, it's another failure. So that's why we putting younger guys in now to at least let them develop with us, because we're not going to finals, Eastern Conference finals, anything this year, anything crazy. I think this is a good year to see those guys. And
You
Tibbs
never
is
know.
trying to overachieve to go back.
You never know.
Never know what.
You never know. We could go
To the finals? Steve, you always been positive this year, and I love that you keep your
Eastern
lane.
Conference Finals.
No, because you
like, I feel like we can look our way into it. I don't. Eastern Conference. I don't know. I feel like
Keith,
I'm not counting it out. I'm not counting
Keith,
it out. That's
you one of the people that I gave mad credit for sticking to your whatever. You're sticking to what you think, bro. And I respect you for that, because when they do it, even though they doing a lot of stuff that you predicted and people don't give them credit, they complain more than to seeing the upside of all the good things that we doing and stuff like that. So I get it. But when you say we never know what that, you know that's not happening this year. So
it's a slim chance, but I'm just saying I can see an Eastern Conference Finals I wouldn't be blown out the box like, oh wow, this is such a surprise. Like, I can see him, like, I can see us do it if it happens. That's what I'm saying. Not saying that I'm calling it or saying that
I get you.
A high probability.
It's just you. I get you.
It could. This is the kind of team that it could swing that way for. Like,
No, I got you.
Okay.
I feel you. But I think Tibbs is playing them guys too much. The rotation, tired. Brunson need this rest. RJ need this rest. Next is gonna be Randall. Randall gonna need a rest.
Yeah.
They all right, man. They all right.
Yeah.
They get paid.
My thing is with the Tibbs thing is I'm not for sure if I totally agree with the Tibbs thing.
Which part?
But I'm going to get there.
My bad.
My thing with any NBA coach that we hire, we're going to find things to criticize that coach for. Right? And I'm not saying that we're going to be nitpicky, but anybody that has coached at any level understand that there are going to be a group of supporters for the coach, and then there's going to be a group of detractors for the coach, right? And for most of us, we never coached at any high level like that. We probably coached in high school or some other sense. And so for most of us that coached at like the lower levels, a lot of criticism comes not from in-game strategy or wins and losses, but it comes from the one thing we're criticizing Tibbs for. He don't play certain kids, right? Like for those that basically for those that coach at lower levels, Your main criticism come from you don't play such and such kid as much as such and such kid's parents think you should play him, right? And so in fairness to what Tibbs is doing, Tibbs is playing a lot of kids right now, bro. Like you're watching, like we watch Randall. Randall's not even an old man, bro. To be a leader, Randall's not an old man, right? Randall's what 28, 29.
Oh,
RJ's
in the
22.
NBA though, Freezy, that's 10 years in the league when you got 19-year-old kids excelling.
Right. But my point is though, but you're seeing Jericho Sims, you're seeing Miles McBride,
Now,
you're seeing Quentin Grimes, right? You're seeing Quentin Grimes. Now, the thing with Tibbs is my criticism of Tibbs is not his rotations and the players, so to speak. It's more of a, can this guy innovate? Coaches in this league, bro, they innovate. They come up with something to separate their team
and
from everybody
communicate.
else, or they're going to be fired, right? But with Tibbs, we see Tibbs make some type of, man. Tibbs made adjustments. Oh, in December, Tibbs probably coached the best month I saw him coach in a long time. When you get out of just criticizing the wins and losses and look at the defense he implemented after the first Dallas loss at the beginning of December, at the very start of the 8-game win streak, you saw less Jalen Brunson defending at the point of attack and more Jalen Brunson and other weak defenders defending on the weakest scoring wing player, right? And then rotating and protecting the rim with guys that are not the traditional 7-foot shot blockers, right? But my thing with that, though, is as the league adjusted to what Tibbs was doing in December, he didn't have another trick in his bag to counteract the adjustment that other teams made to his innovation, to his adjustment, right? Because basically what happened is they were like, okay, I see you. You're going to put your smallest player. You're going to put your smallest player on a wing player. Well, we're going to put our biggest wing up top and run pick and roll with it. Now, take that. And we weren't able to adjust to it, right? We weren't able to adjust to it. And then the injury games, I'm not going to count those because any team that loses their best few players are not going to be, better teams in the league. Like the Bucks without Giannis. And I'm not saying that we have a Giannis, but I'm saying any good team without their best player is not going to be as good as they were with that best player, right? So with Tibbs, I'm struggling to figure out if we should keep him or if we should let him go. And the reason is this, because if you're Tibbs, you understand that Randall, Brunson, and RJ are limited, though they're very good players. Now, do you put them in superstar situations like you did with Randall last year, and then watch Randall struggle with it? Or do you limit what you ask them to do and hope the rest of the roster kind of makes up for the shortcomings of not having a star? And I know that's a lot of stuff to be said, and there's a lot of pressure on Tibbs, but I do believe, for instance, I'm not going to point to Brooklyn because they've won a bunch of games in a row, but I think Jacque Vaughn took some of the workload away from Kyrie and KD and just let them do what it is that they like to do best, and then put trust in a lot of their role players to pick up the slack.
That's what good coaches do.
But that's and that to me would be the plan for any team. Like
except the Knicks.
Except the Knicks, and that's what I'm saying, because when the Knicks started winning, they started sharing the ball. So that would have been Tibbs' job to put that, to implement that. Like, remember the we were saying the read and react. That's more having RJ with the ball. I had to create. That's not really what they're good at. So now what we were seeing was more ball movement, the pass, and then come back and hand off. That's keeping more people engaged. That's when Freezie said he coached the best basketball. That's the stuff that I was seeing. It fits more of our roster. And when you're talking communication, you gotta, if you yelling at me and it's not really working, how is that good communication skills?
Right.
You could yell at me if your plan is working. You take somebody out you take somebody out and plug somebody in, they're gonna show you what you didn't do. That's why I'm yelling, because this is so simple that this could have been done, but that's not happening. You just like Tibbs is mad. Even when we are looking all right, he looked mad. You know what I mean? It's like these
I
young
like
guys.
that.
Yeah, that's how he is, and I understand. I don't want to knock him for being who he is,
I
but
think
it's a new generation of players. It's new coaching styles out here, and it's teams building their teams different because of that, because they preparing for a couple years to come with it. And I think that's the problem with Tibbs, who is like, it's do or be all to how he coaching these guys, and you got to prepare these guys for seasons to come.
Right.
To me.
No doubt. No doubt. I'm not basically what Hard Will and I are saying, Free Keith, is we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Basically, you know what I'm saying? These kids are going to be here. These kids are the future. So you got to coach them in a way where they can understand the moment and the future at the same time.
Yeah.
And a lot of that can't be done by yelling at them when they make a mistake on the floor. Sometimes you got to, hey, big dog, listen, when such and such happen, you got to do such and such. Now, I'm telling you, beforehand.
But I feel like
the
assumption is, that doesn't happen.
No,
what?
I know it don't happen.
How you know it don't happen?
Because
we
I
watch
go to games.
No, I mean you're seeing the yelling. You don't see anybody talking to them like that.
I do see, Freaky. So you missed my point. My point was the analogy of throwing the baby out with the bathwater is over processing the moment, right?
And it's not that serious. Yeah, you teaching wrong.
Right.
And these kids don't react like we did, Keith. They don't communicate the same way. Remember, we talked about technology earlier and how these kids are different. And coaching like that to me came back when I was growing up. I remember seeing that kind of coaching where they yelling, and then these kids don't communicate like that. I'm a coach, and I be wanting to yell so bad. I'm not. The point is not going to get across to these kids,
right? Because they're
gonna look at you like, yo, what? And go out there and look way lost. And now I know I'm talking about like AAU reference to pros, but it's like you got to prepare your pros.
But these pros come from AAU.
Facts. And I feel like you pick these guys, and I got a great example: Sims and iHeart, right? I wouldn't even brought iHeart here. That's just an example of what the team be doing when they got guys sitting right there that could give better minutes than the guys you trying to bring and play over them. You're skipping the process and you're doing it wrong. You're not bringing in guys that's actually fitting the bill. No, really diss to iHeart, because he do bring a lot of decent things to the team. But to me, he shouldn't be having to develop that way as much as Sims ain't that far behind him. If you look at it, as far as like young guys and upside, and that's just a great point on guys that's coming up is not that far behind guys that's been in the league. And you got to know that if you're sitting on the bench and you got a guy right next to you that could have gave you, if you needed defense, then you should have been with McBride. You should have been with McBride to balance it out, because we was already scoring mad points. I seen shows where Freaky and Freezie said, we don't need scoring. We scoring mad points. So a coach would have know to plug in more defense to balance it out, or to know how to change it up with, if I got too many scorers, let me put in somebody who is not going to score but play more defense, like Grimes kind of do as well. You know what I mean? That brings a balance to the floor. And I feel like a lot of things I just didn't see, or when I did, it was like because they got to change their mind and see that what they was trying to do didn't work. When they sat Fournier and put 19 million on the bench, I knew they had to see something different. Let's see what these guys are worth before we be in the same situation again. That's Tibbs' fault.
Hey man, so I gotta wrap up here right here, y'all, because we got old school Knicks.
Knicks.
Yeah.
Dope show. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
man, thanks for the pull up. Thanks for pulling up, Hardwell.
Yeah, man.
No problem, bro. Good to see y'all. I wanted to talk with y'all. It's New Year's, man. New Year, show love to the brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Be safe. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way like we do. And shout out to the chat. You know what I'm saying? Keith, we going to the Knicks game on Martin Luther King, and we're going to have like a dinner or something after. I'm going to have more details, but you could get in that game on Martin Luther King. To the chat, and you too, Keith. Freezie, I think you told me you already got something going. But try to make it to that Knicks game against the Raptors. We there. Jay Boogie gonna be there.
Damn you, yo.
Yeah, I can't make it because I got to do the trip to Atlanta that same week.
I'm in Guadeloupe. I'm in Guadalupe for like the next 2 weekends.
Oh, okay. All right. Have fun. Be safe. That's dope. I thought you
Thanks.
was here.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all. Hey, thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all in a few minutes.
All right.
Peace
Peace.
out.
Love.